Okay, I pulled out another QT50 carburetor that I have with the fuel inlet. And I'm just going to swap over, swap the carb, swap over the innards. One thing that I always do, grab my light. There it is. You know, a lot of people say, well, I've cleaned the carburetor 3 times and it, still won't idle right or start right. What you need to do is take a light. See how I've got the mixing chamber top off? Take a light and shine it through, and the hole to the right is the main jet, the hole to the left is the pilot jet, and you need to have a decent amount of light coming through there. If you don't have any light coming through the idle jet, you're going to have problems starting and idling. And you can take like a guitar string and run that through there and kind of floss it real good. So if you've cleaned the carburetor a bunch of times and it's still not running right, you might want to take it back apart and get that idle jet clean. Okay, I'm going to try to take this, it looks like I can get a foothold there. Try to take that gasket out because I don't seem to have an extra gasket. And the problem is that gasket's been on so long, it's kind of just stuck in place. Let's see here. Ooh, got lucky there. Thought for sure I'd ripped it. We ain't out of the woods yet. I'm going to have some trouble here. Oh, that's a little better. Yeah, that's stuck on there pretty good. We got some oil underneath. Let me wipe that sucker off. Yeah, this carb is such a mess. That I'll clean it out, but I mean, I've got these extra carbs laying around, so might as well. Alright, we've got a gasket. Nice. Let's dig out this float. Wipe that off. I get to find the float pin and needle. There's some carb screws. Here's a needle. And I just need come here. 2 more screws, alright. Alright, and then I just need there's the pin. Let's see here. Alright, I got what I need. So, wipe off this needle. On these, the needle just slides into the float like that, and then there we go. There we go. Now I need the main jet. And when you remove these brass main jets, it's good to get a flathead screwdriver that's at least as wide as the main jet, and you can avoid gouging the jet. That brass is pretty soft. I might need to run something through there to make sure that's clean. Running out of space. Go. Well, you can take a piece of wire, but what I got is a 70 drill bit, and this is a 72.5 jet, so should have room to spare to get this through without making it any bigger. Alright, there we go. And I get a hold of that. Alright, so screw in the main jet. You don't have to tighten these too much. So float, needle, float pin, main jet, gasket. I think we can put the float bowl on now. And our screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. Somebody's out mowing their lawn already. And I typically tighten them in a kind of an X pattern. One, two, three. Number 4. Alright, got that. Now we need a couple more parts. We need this little, that's all still an oily mess. Need this kind of spacer gasket thing. Not to tear it up, right? That's in there tight. You don't want to come. And I need these oh Lord, it's got some grit in it. Need this idle air screw. Oh Lord, that needs some cleaning too. And the throttle stop screw. Shit, I need a lot of things. I need this screw. Alright, that's going to fight me. So, it's a bit of a mess, isn't it? Was there a spring on this? Did I already lose it? I think there's supposed to be. Yes. I lost the screw now. What a mess. Dropped it again. Where, oh where did you go? There it is. Stay on, please. So, let's put in the idle air screw. You don't want to over tighten this there. So just tighten until it stops for now. And we'll adjust this once we get it on. And the throttle stop screw. Alright, we'll adjust that later. Now, why isn't this coming out? Push it out from the other side. Maybe. Maybe not. May just require additional soaking. Let me see if I can get this. More paper towels. Alright, we need to wrap this up. Alright, got that off. this out. Alright, maybe I can get this behind there. Yeah, they get a little rigid after so many years. I don't want to damage it. Ugh! I got an extra one of these anywhere? 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 Probably do. Question is where? Let's take a quick look. Yamaha. Got the magic box of carburetor parts, and there she is. And I think that's the inner part too. We're in business. Wasted a lot of time. Had it right here beside me. So let's just see. It goes in like that. So let's put, there you go, and there you go. Let's just see. Yeah, they've got that off-centered. And once they get in here, they don't. There we go. So, okay, we're in business. I've just got to cut off that old I need to add this to the mix. Maybe. Screw it on the other way. Okay, so let's put the, see, can you see that? Hopefully I didn't do a bunch of this off camera. When I first mess with this carb, this is something I would screw up on. So this slide should, yeah, there's a little slot that it fits into. And once you get it in there, it should slide on in very easily. If not, don't jam it, you know, don't force it down and then screw this top on, because it won't work. Alrighty. Let's pop this on. Oh, look at that. See if we can. It's going to force me to get a wrench on that. Oh, cut the exhaust. All right, give me an 8mm. 8mm obtained. Somehow get it back on here. Oh, there we go. A lot of times I'll replace this with a hex bolt Allen bolt or whatever with a locking nut. Learned that trick from Davide in Detroit. But for testing purposes, we'll just stick with the irregular. Alright, I want to swap this oil line. But for now, I'll hook up the old one. Generally, instead of just yanking these old lines off, you can just kind of cut them. Now, should be able to grab the end. There it goes. Oh, pulled it all out. No big deal. You can just pop it back in. Alright, I'll just hook up this for now. We'll swap out this oil line later. I like to swap out the oil line with clear line so I can just look down or just look at it and see that the oil is flowing. If you're going to use pliers, don't squeeze too hard. But like I said, I'll be replacing that. Then we'll slide the retainer over it. Yes, nice clean carb, except the mixing cap is still a disaster. But I just want to see if I can get this running. So we'll worry about cleaning it up and changing lines later, and I'll probably get it running on premix. Let's see how this filter does. This is the right. I think that'll work. Still stuck with this down. I'll use this. Look at that. Now look how neat compared to that huge air box. God, I can't stand that thing. Some people want to keep them all stock. Whatever, man. I think that's adequate. Look at that. Nice, neat, and clean. So, we'll add a fuel line and move on. I gotta move on to the center stand probably, and that loose wire and the ignition coil and the battery. Some missing bolts here and there, and then we'll see if we can start her up.